Okay, look, there he is. Hopefully you saw him. Letting go is easy when you do this. And what we're talking about here is most people don't even grasp the depth of that phrase, surrender or to let go. Let's start with what most people don't understand in the phrasing of surrender, right? Real spirituality is extraordinarily simple, straightforward, and practical. And that is that you can notice when you're not letting go. You see, I don't think there's any simpler, straightforward route to expanding your consciousness and lining up with the light and the truth than seeing when you're not. Okay? It's this journey is so much more about noticing the moments in which you're holding on rather than seeking, how do I let go? How do I do this, right? Achieving blank state through certain meditation. Like, to me, that's all so shallow. It's too out there. It's too woo-woo. But real spirituality is right in front of you right now. It's like when you're hearing my voice, are you thinking about other things, right? Or even before you clicked on this video, what are you holding on to? Because there's nothing wrong with noticing that you're having trouble being present. That's actually probably the most beautiful thing you could ever do, is be aware of when you're in a distortion, a illusion. And when I use those words, distortion, illusion, stagnation, just for future videos, it means when you're thinking. It means when you and your sense of self is hinged via memory, knowledge, experience, all in the past, projecting into this moment. You know, if you have an hourglass and the sand is going, Mr. Bob Proctor,
and to spend your time focusing on the past is to spend the only thing that you've got, and that's what's right here, right now.
The hourglass is such a great metaphor for the movement of the present. And spirituality, letting go, it's all about the present. But you can't try to be present. You can feel when people have just gone too far into ideology, like non-duality, Christianity, Buddhism, Sufism, etc. It gets sticky because you can sense that someone has turned something potentially profound into a repetition, a mechanical state of mind. That is pretty much the breeding ground for actually learning. If someone is open. See, that's the trouble. What happens is people start to learn and then they think they've got it. Once you think you've got it, you're done for. So me, the guy talking to the camera right now, do I think I've got anything? No. What I know is that if I do not continuously learn how to let go, how to notice when I'm holding on, then I'm done for. And the secret is, let me peek at the title once more. The title, letting go is easy when you do this. And this is shining light on when you're holding on. It isn't trying to let go. It's not meditating more, visualization, manifestation. Those words have been so misconstrued. Here, look at this guy for a moment. Ready? I'm going to zoom in on him quick. Where is he? Look at this guy. He knows how to let go, right? Hey! So, okay, here, we're going back out. And what we're looking at is letting go is your relationship to your awareness, or your awareness's relationship to your thinking, the sense of self, the me. Like an actual embodiment of religion, you're going to there will be moments where you can feel that someone or the universe is presenting you with space to go in depth. There will be moments where you have to be ruthless because the projecting around you is so toxic and you're aware of it and they may not be. So you're ruthless for a moment and and that ruthlessness cuts them, but then all simultaneously you let go of the ruthlessness because it only needs to be there for a moment, and that may create some space for you to be a bit of a rascal. Meaning, how I define rascality is essentially like you'll ask questions you know you're guiding someone to an answer, but you're not attached. You let go of where they end up. Because the fact is, you can feel where they're at in the moment. And if you're aligned, then it's your duty, your natural inclination to question someone else's delusion, stagnation, etc. Their internal hell, right? Hell and heaven, they're ideas, but they're not above or below. They're here now, always. And when you embody religion, then you'll see that it's all about letting go. And letting go is all about seeing when you're holding on. There can't be effort involved, motive, intent. And that's the tricky part. So I'll tell you a story. I was speaking with my friend, my friend. And he was probing me today about my relationship to money. And I really liked it because he was sort of coming from a specific angle, and I wasn't backing down from where I was standing. And that is essentially that it's not about what you do to get the money, but it's what you feel whilst earning the money, right? If you're making a minimum wage, but you actually find pure joy in doing that, well, then see if there's a way that you can articulate that same essence to people who have more money to pay you, right? Because if you're doing something that's minimum wage, it may not be that your value is minimum wage. It may be the positioning, the circumstance, the environment, and the marketing, and the entire ecosystem of the situation. So what I'm saying there is earning money, you can't like drive toward it with an ambitious goal. Else you'll find yourself earning money that sucks your soul away, right? A lot of people, most people that make a high income, now I'll be gentle with this. Maybe we'll split it half and half. There's definitely going to be people who earn a high income and who are aligned. They've learned how to let go of their illusions, and therefore their hearts guided them to a meaningful endeavor where it's joyous and well paid. See, I told my friend today, I'd much rather be broke and enjoy how I make that small money than be rich and be losing my soul because I'm chasing riches and I'm not aligned. So the letting go is going to be a smooth process when you're so honest with yourself about things that society made you believe otherwise. For example, right? Money. It's like a common perception that money equals happiness. But what I just said is almost obliterating that. It's like, no, I would prefer to be broke and happy than rich and miserable. Now, that's not an excuse to stay broke. That is a prod for you to figure out first what makes your heart churn. And then use your knowledge and intelligence and let the universe guide you toward turning your love, your joy, your meaningful endeavor into something that is marketed well and correct positioning so that you can charge more for it. Whatever it may be, a service, a business, a software, like, do you know what I mean? Because this life, it rewards you for being ballsy, and you can't believe me when I say that. But right now, I know who I am in a manner where it's like the foresight that I can see what I'm creating. It's almost so exciting that I want it now. But remember, it's that wanting it now that corrupts the freedom to create the thing. So I let go of that excitement because I can see what I'm creating, but I have to live in the moment. I have no other responsibility than to be present in each moment of my life. And you don't get present through wanting to be present. You learn the depths of awareness through seeing, like, for example, how does what I eat clog up my system, right? Does my food, my intake, have a relationship to the clarity or the lack of clarity in my mind, right? And that clarity, does that affect my ability to let go? What do you think, right? For a real specific. I'll even go so far to say McDonald's and things like that will be obliterated. They will be totally removed from humanity in the near future. I can't really give you amount of years, but humanity's awakening is inevitable. And I'm not here to predict. I'm just telling you the facts of how this universe and the story has been written. But it still blows my mind today where mainstream's at. And again, if I were to hold on to that, right? Like wake up every day, oh man, I can't believe that's it right there. That's the trap. Although I see that, I can understand, well, hey, if I hold on to that, then it corrupts my ability to do the work that I know needs to be done. So the letting go is a absolute holistic journey, whereas you're going to have, dare I say, millions of different things that trigger you on a daily basis. Hey, bud, how you doing, young man? Where's he at? How you doing, young man? Forgive me if the camera's bad, little bud. You know, and here's a good thing right here, right? I'm recording a video, and it would seem to be that this video needs to be professional and perfect. But you know what? I can fully see that this man right here, same thing with me, we won't be here forever. So, right, letting go of the ambition, the idea of video being perfect, and just understand, like, hey, we're here now. So, how can you make sense of the things that you do that make your present moment almost unbearable? Because this is a role that we play. And the pain isn't bad. You know, the thing which prevents you from letting go is the thing which allows you to learn how to let go. So this game that we're in, if you'll be honest, then you'll see that there's a role that you play in your own demise, if you will. And can you get good at not judging how you stub your toe on your everyday life, but can you get good at letting go of the anger toward yourself when you notice you stub your toe, right? Because a lot of people don't even notice that they're banging their head against the wall. Stub your toe, bang your head against the wall, same thing, okay? But if you can notice that you're doing that, you have an edge already. Not an edge over other humans, but an edge in this game we call life. Because then you'll be able to be in extraordinary, vast, dynamic, unpredictable, spontaneous situations. And you'll always have some ground to stand on. And you know what that ground is? It's the uncertainty. If you not train, but if you're so aligned with the essence of the universe, which is changing, here, and here, then you are a master of the self. The self is the thing which doesn't let you let go. So you notice, wow, it is bright. You notice how the self arises on a daily moment to moment basis. And it's almost this like not trying anymore. And when I say not trying, I'm not giving you an excuse to slack. It just means that you are not so routine, you're not so mechanical, but you do have structures in place. For instance, some days you do need to wake up early, and then other days I don't see a problem with sleeping in a little bit. But if you always wake up early, you're definitely skewed. And if you always sleep in, you're definitely skewed. The word skewed it implies a holding on to something, holding on to an idea. I used to wake up at 2:52 every day for 500 days straight, go to the gym 7 days a week, absolute psychopath. But I needed to burn that out. I needed to. And I've now been able to let go of that ambitious self. And you know what? My physique's never been better. My relationships have never been better. My internal clarity, I can't compare it to past and future. So when I say never been better, I'm just saying really that I'm here now and I am totally grateful for who I am in this moment with the opportunity to speak to you, whoever is listening. And I, I don't wish that it was so simple that I could give you a step by step right here, but the closest thing I could ever give you in practical terms to spiritual awakening and alignment with God is just shining light on the moments where you're holding on to something. The holding on is a manifestation that is first derived via memory, but your memory will get triggered via sensations in the physical world or on the digital world, and then you'll have that memory turn into thought loops, or you'll have a trapped demon. You know, I use that word gently, I'm not Christian. You'll have a trapped demon be awoken from your past, and it's a new opportunity. When your demons have the space to come out, if you let that thing release and if you shine light on it, it won't go back inside of you. So whenever you get deeply triggered, and Alan Watts says this too, we'll end off with this, because he talked about how when you think your life is getting good, watch out. And when your life feels tough, that's the gift. So don't get attached to any certain state. There's no state above another. And whether you're sad or whether you're joyous, those are just words. If you can feel the depth of what you are in that moment, then you'll learn how to let go. So, if this resonates with you, just check out the description. I got a free private blueprint for entrepreneurs. That link is right down below. And it's just so you can release anxiety, stress, tension, and, reborn. Get reborn. Ultimately, have better confidence, decision making. Your whole life will get better. It's undeniable. That's for you. If you're interested, down below, have a great day. We'll end off with the man himself. Ready? Where is he? Choo-choo. Where is he? Oh, there he is. The man himself. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. The man himself.